Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Nashville Super Speedway here in Nashville, Tennessee for the 5th round of the Bubbles Cup Championship, the Nashville 300. So here's how the points look heading into this weekend, with last week's winner, Spring, taking over the top spot by just 3 points over Karinga. Brian is the next closest contender, sitting 29 points behind the championship lead. As we join you up here in the booth, I am your host, Agent JF, joined today, as always, by two-time Bubble 325 winner, Fearless. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, Agent. Looking for a good race today.
Absolutely. So, what do you think the racing will be like at Nashville after the close quarters combat we saw at Bristol last week?
Probably, I would say, with how the track is, high banking, high speeds, still have the lift set up, but they'll probably be packed further in the back. But you'll see some drivers at the front pull away, considering the pull time was 2 seconds faster than everybody else.
2 seconds? 2 tenths.
2 tenths. I corrected myself.
All
Don't
good,
worry, bro.
all good. So, yeah, we expect to see a slightly more strung-out race. I think the strategy is going to play a big role. Speaking of strategy, we've got Corey Wilson joining us down in the pits, giving us the strategy overview for today's race.
Going into this race, seems to be the tire run. Full push seems to be about 40 laps. Seeing some sort of saving strategies come into play, making it about 5, just extending that by 5 more laps, making it 45. But it would be good to see if somebody could probably stretch it even further than that, making it 47, maybe 50 laps. But it's just about how much time you're willing to give up under saving, and if you think the strategy is going to work out. You know, these guys have been practicing all week, practicing strategy. So let's see who's got the better strategy. I mean, are you going to push to the end? You're going to try and save some stints, full push some other stints? It's just going to be how these guys decide to win the race.
Yep, absolutely spot on with the strategy. As always, that's Corey. He'll be giving us our pit stops throughout the race and updates on the strategy. So with that, we will step aside for a word from our sponsor and come back to see the green flag. Welcome back. After that quick word from Builderbrain, as always, coverage of Bubbles Cup on Plato's Apex Network is brought to you by Builderbrain, the cutting-edge AI study tool. Head over to builderbrain.ai to ace your classes and win back your weekend. So here we go. Drivers are pulling off pit lane now. We are beginning the pace laps, and we're going to see the green flag here in a moment. So quick rundown.
So we are pacing here now. We're going to see probably in a couple minutes here green flag. So, Adrian, I would like to ask, do you have any picks for the race?
That's exactly what I was going to get to here, because qualifying was a little bit topsy-turvy. Nico on pole, a very impressive run from him. He's practiced a lot. I think I joined the game earlier and saw he had done about 100 laps of practice in one of those sessions, so he's put in a lot of work. I think Nico's going to be my pick today, and he is starting on pole.
Yeah, I like that pick, considering, I'm curious to see how his race pace is going to pan out, because, his first lap wasn't the greatest, but his second lap absolutely smashed the competition. But if I were to guess anyone else, it'd probably be Kimi, because he's very consistent on most of these races.
Definitely. Kimi's a strong pick indeed. Starting between those two is Karinga, who had a bit of a wild qualifying run. He came out of the pits and kind of backed it into the wall immediately, got some damage on the rear end of that car, which they were able to repair. On his second lap, he still went quick enough with damage and tapping the wall that he was able to qualify in the second position. So that number 66 car will start on the outside of the front row. Further back and forth, we've got Bubble in the 48 machine. And then behind him, we will have DJ. Quickly going through the rest of the pack here, it is Aiden in the 6 car, and then it'll be Ollie in the number 11 car. Prime is in the number 1 Bass Pro Shops Chevrolet, just in front of the 09 car. That is Anthony. And then finally, Spring will bring up the rear, your current points leader, starting right at the back. So that's going to be a storyline to keep up with throughout the day. Can Spring get back up towards the front of this pack, as I think we're about to see green flag here in a moment.
Yeah, so there in turns 3 and 4, we're going to come to the restart zone very, very shortly for the green flag. It's going to be very interesting to see how they launch. As we come up in 4, we're going to double up here, take it away for the start.
Yep, going double file off of turn number 4. All the cars are ready to go. And green flag is out here at Nashville for the Nashville 300. For the complete lap 1, Nico still leads ahead of Karinga. Off of turn 4, you saw Bubble make a move on Kimmy, so he's moved up into the 3rd position. Although he's going a little bit deep now, Kimmy might look for the switch back on Bubble there. Yep, he's going for it. No, he falls back in line.
Yeah, so they're starting to single out now. Karinga in 2nd, Bubble in 3rd. But you got around Kimmy. And then you have a 5-car train. I think Nico might have gotten the wall. That was really close. And then it's a little bit of a gap to 6th place in the Spring, and then it's a little bit of gapped out from there on out.
A bit of a gap forming between, I think that's Aiden. Yep, Aiden and Spring. And, we expect Spring to close up. We mentioned it right before the race under the pace laps. Spring started last, the points leader, but he has already moved up and closing in on this front pack as we see Karinga looking to the inside on the entry, but there's no room for that. And that's going to open the door for Bubble, although they stay single file for right now.
Very close racing between the top 4. Karinga looks to the inside for the lead. I think he's there. He's going to have a shot at it into 1 and 2. But he hits the apron a little bit, so Nico might get a little bit of a run off the corner. Here comes Bubble right behind them.
No high line here at Nashville, so Nico struggling a little bit as Bubble's making an assertive move down the inside of Karinga, and now Kimmy's looking for 3rd place. Side by side between the front 2, and they're going to stay side by side off of turn 4.
And I'm not surprised with how the race has started for Nico. I mean, he is probably the fastest car by far, but I was kind of worried about his race pace considering that first lap, and look at what happened. Down to 4th already, very unfortunate for him. But yeah, it looks like the outside lane, you probably can get a little bit of a run if you do it right, but the inside lane is better right now.
Definitely seems that way, although I think you're right on. If you get in the traffic a little bit, as Bubble's up into the wall, he's going to lose the lead. Kimmy's going to take it here.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that 2x2. Crazy racing so far.
These top 4 all over each other. They can't get away. That's keeping Aiden with him and allowing Spring to close up. So we're about to have 6 cars kind of right here under a blanket.
Nico trying to file in behind Karinga. I don't know if Aiden's going to let him do that, and he actually did there. He didn't want to move him up the racetrack, especially with how early it is in the race. Very good decision from him, as we're now single out here at Nashville.
Absolutely, singled out, but still very close. Further back, I saw a little bit of action between Spring and Aiden. Spring is really close. Nico's up the track, and I think Aiden's going to look to the inside there. Yes, he is. Aiden, with the help of Spring, looking to the inside. This is going to be for 4th place. So 4th, 5th, and 6th having a battle here. That's going to allow the top 3 to pull away a little bit.
Yeah, that is correct. They've already probably pulled away by almost a full second at this point. Yeah. So yeah, now Aiden's clear for 4th place. So yeah, Nico has definitely not had this pace as he did in qualifying. So keep your eye on how he's going to handle the old tires as we go.
I have to agree with you there. And after seeing the gaps open up so much from just one fight, I think we're going to see a race with where you have to pick and choose your battles. You have to be very strategic.
Bubble just made a huge mistake. He's 130. Here comes the entire pack. Slammed the wall and stayed on the wall. Lost all of his momentum, and now he's with the other pack now.
On board with Bubble in the 48 Lowe's machine. And you can see he's got his momentum back. Looking to the inside of Spring. That's your championship leader. Side by side in front. And also side by side here with Bubble and Spring.
Oh, Kimmy made a good move on the outside. Oh, I think he got him. Yeah, Kimmy cleared him. That was very good defense from Kimmy to keep the lead there. As a 3-wide for the back
yep.
position.
Still watching Bubble. He's in the middle in this situation. He's going to have to back out and let Spring take the inside, which he does. A very nice move from Spring. 3-wide up the inside, gets that move done, and is moved up into 4th. A fantastic start for this race for the driver of the number 37 Pennzoil machine.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Prime gets into the back of Aiden, and Anthony's going to go to the inside. Other than that, they've singled out for the most part, as we have Ollie and DJ way back there by about 3 seconds, I'd say.
They're bringing up the rear of the field right now. We saw Prime had a rough race at Bristol. He is making a big comeback here, staying right in the middle of this big pack.
It looks like he has the pace this week, that's for sure.
Speaking of the pace, he's looking to the inside of Anthony. As actually they're side by side up front. Karinga's got to the inside of Kimmy going into turn 1. It's side by side. Karinga's coming up the track.
Oh,
he cuts off the nose.
Nah, couldn't quite cross over. Karinga chopped him off a little bit. So Karinga will take the lead here at Nashville. Does Kimmy have anything for him in 3 and 4? Or is Karinga going to pull away? Let's find out.
I think Kimmy has a better line. He's a little bit later apex and just right up against that line. It's really hard to put up. Oh, someone hit the wall back there.
I think that was Prime right there. And DJ's in the grass.
Oh, and he comes back up the track and huge hit.
Oh, goodness.
He almost took out Ollie. And he's out of his car and flying around on his back on the ground. He's out of his car looking around. We're not sure exactly what happened there. He's walking across the grass trying to get back to the pits. We're going to turn our attention back to the front as Kimmy is still right there with Karinga. And you see, yep, there is DJ who has gotten walks back towards the pit lane. So I'm not sure if he's going to get to respawn his car or not. We're going to have to wait on word from race control. And there it is. He did respawn his car.
There is no damage you got from that, so that will be a reset and also won't be a caution if you needed that information.
Perfect. So it won't count as a reset, but it was a big exit and a huge hit into the outside wall. And he almost took out the driver of the number 11 car. That was Ollie when he came sliding back up across the track.
I think Nico's actually started to close in on the leader, surprisingly. Let's see. Nope, pulled away by 2 tenths there. So I lied. But he has kept it close, that's for sure.
Oh, Karinga was really high there off of turn 2, but he kept it off the wall. But yeah, to your point with Nico in third, I think Spring is trying to get him to go up there, catch up to the leaders. The Spring wants to contend for a win in a championship here. But again, you've got to pick and choose those battles. I don't think Spring necessarily wants to go side by side if he can avoid it. Just stick behind for now and catch up.
Yeah, because you lose so much time if you end up going side by side. That's how this track works. You need to carry as much speed into the corner as you can. So if you go side by side, you're losing probably multiple tenths of a second a lap, guaranteed. And even if you make a mistake too, that's like a second down the drain, just like that. So don't want to end up going side by side in the middle.
Further back, I think we saw a glimpse of Anthony making a pass on Aiden. I'm not sure if that was a mistake from Aiden or not. But, yes, Anthony has gotten past the driver of the number 6 car. So Anthony has moved up a position.
I would like to note that Kimmy's staying with Coringa, so the two of them are both pulling away from the rest of the pack, it appears. So they're going to probably be, if they can play their strategy right, they're going to be the...
Oh, a terrible entry for Nico! He's in the wall and he hits Spring and Bubble goes through. And Nico's still against the wall.
I think he's stuck to the wall.
I have no idea what's happened to Nico. He's left the game.
Disconnected. That's what happened. He just disconnected.
And that just completely killed the second pack. They've lost a lot of time, and Bubble was able to get past Spring. So Spring ends up in the same position, but not really what he wanted to have entering turn 3.
Yeah, because now they're like 3 seconds back. As I think Coringa hit the wall, but Kimmy's closed in significantly on the straightaway here. He's right in the back bumper. But Coringa gets a better 1 and 2, and he'll continue to pull away.
And we can see just the slightest run for Coringa all the way down the back straightaway. If you can carry just a tiny bit more speed through the corner, you will gain just a small amount down the entire straightaway. This time Kimmy had a better corner, and now he's gaining on Coringa.
It's really about how much speed you carry in corners at this point.
We saw Kimmy have to enter. He had to enter the corner twice there. He turned in. It was a little bit too early. He had to release the steering and then turn it again. That's going to hurt him.
He got to run there. He got to run. I don't think he's close enough for a move, but he might try something.
He may. I think he's got a better line here. Coringa taps that apron.
Oh, he has
Here he
a better
comes.
line, but he braked. Does he get the run?
Oh, Coringa with a big block on the front straightaway. Coringa's blocking. On lap 22,
Yeah, he's
that's
blocking. He wants to keep the lead.
Yeah.
Skimming for the later apex. He's going to get a big run on Coringa probably off of turn 2. And he does. I want to see if Coringa tries to block this. He does not. He gives him the inside lane. Here comes Kimmy for the lead into turns 3 and 4.
A big squeeze there. Coringa left him just enough space, though. But he does clear him back on the outside. His Bubble hit the wall in the background. And Spring is coming to make a move to the outside.
Okay, here we go. Battle for third. Here comes Spring on the outside. Does Bubble let him by, or are they going to battle?
If they battle, that's going to hurt him. That's going to allow Anthony to get up here with these two cars. And they are going to battle. They stay side by
side. The wall, too. Anthony's going to be right there now. That is not what you wanted if you were Spring. You would have hoped that Bubble would have let off because he hit the wall, but that's just not how it works.
Definitely not. This Bubble really close to the wall there in turn 4.
Spring was even closer.
Yeah, it was tremendous. Those two drivers right on the ragged edge.
That's what you need to do if you want to win these races. This Bubble's going to hit the wall, I think. Oh my goodness, that was so close.
These 3 cars here fighting for third, they are very close together as Anthony hits the wall.
On entry. Oh, wow. Yeah, so we have 2 cars for the lead, 3-car pack, another 3-car pack, and then that last car back there.
Spring with
right
a
now.
good run through 1 and 2. Bubble seems to
got a better. It's like equal. Spring's right there.
It was very interesting because Spring used more of the track on the exit, which would normally mean you would carry more speed in the center of the corner and have a good run off. But Bubble exited lower and was actually still able to get a pretty good run off the corner.
I think that has to do with the banking of the track, because he probably throttled up later, but he got more speed or something. It's weird.
This
But I
time
think
Spring's
Spring-
looking lower. Yeah.
He's right there now. He's gonna have to set this up if he wants to pass him, because clearly they're not gonna really have a shot for the lead with Bubble in third, considering Spring has been the faster car of the two of them.
Spring is right on him.
He gave him a shove too. That's gonna help both of them.
Look how big of a gap Bubble got is up front. I think they're going side by side here. They were on the entry. Karinga's gonna hold it on the bottom, stay in the lead here. So I think Kimmy did lead that lap though, if that ticker's correct. So a tight battle between the top two here.
Ring at the apron. He has to lift. He has to lift. Here comes Kimmy right on the back bumper on the front stretch.
And these top two not letting either one pull away. They're fighting back and forth. Now Karinga misses the entry. Kimmy's gonna look to the inside here off of turn
Oh, look
two.
at that. This is a big chance for Kimmy if he wants to take the lead.
Yep, he's gotten to the inside. He's
He
ahead.
has the advantage in 3 and 4. Does Karinga try to cross him over?
He does, but he does not
He
have
has the
it.
apron. There it is.
A beautiful exit for Kimmy. He's going to take the lead and lead the lap. Leader of lap number 28 is Kimmy, starting lap 29. And we're going to have to start thinking about pit stops pretty soon. We are over halfway through the stint.
Yep, as Karinga hits the wall, so Kimmy's going to pull away now. But beautiful pass by Kimmy. Now he has clean air, and he gets to control his own race now. Doesn't have to deal with dirty air and stuff. I think Rico was in the wall there again. As I think Anthony just got past Spring because Spring hit the wall, so Spring is down to 5th place.
A little bit of a struggle there for Spring. Anthony, who's actually started right back there with Spring, has also had a tremendous run through the field.
Oh, Spring just
Spring
lost
hit the
all of his
wall,
momentum
yeah.
off turn 2.
We're going to pull up his telemetry here. Yeah, 164 going into turn 3. That's the speed you want to have in the center of the corner.
Yeah. He was like 90 off the corner. That's how long he was in the wall for. I think he's going to hit it again there. Yeah, he did.
Just a little bit. So he's really struggling now. Tires are starting to wear. We expect the drivers to go about another 10 laps or so.
Karinga is consistently hitting the wall now because the tires are getting to him. This is the part of the run that you really focus on. Does your car have the right long run speed to really control this race from start to finish?
That's definitely a question all these drivers are going to be asking. They start lap 32. Kimmy is still leading. With a couple of wall hits, all of those packs have spread out a decent amount. So now we're really just thinking about the strategy with pitting here probably in about 9 laps or so.
Be interesting to see those pit stops soon. See if Karinga can maybe leapfrog Kimmy on those pit cycle.
Yeah, remember we had a requirement for 40 laps of practice to enter into the race. However, there was no requirement on practicing your pit entry and pit exit. So we saw like Karinga struggle on the pit exit. He got damage on his qualifying run. That could be a problem we see here if we see green flag pit stops.
Yep. Just gotta see how these drivers can handle it.
Especially the lower speeds when you're exiting the pit lane, you see you're very loose because that car is set up to go around that corner at 165 miles an hour. And when you're just exiting, just getting up to 100 miles an hour, you are very loose through 1 and 2 out of the pits.
Yep. That's how it is. I think we have 2 cars for 3rd, 2 cars for 6th place. As Aiden got to the inside of Prime for 6th, he's going to probably get it in 3 and 4. Has a massive advantage. Still side by side though.
Prime's not going to give it up easily. Aiden fully
Oh,
on the
Aiden
apron.
hits the apron. Here comes Prime on the outside. He has to lift. Aiden will take away the position. That almost was splendid though for Prime.
Oh, Prime is looking back to the inside. He gets there. So Prime will be on the
Oh, that's
inside now.
interesting. Yeah, he doesn't have enough space though, but he's gonna try it.
He's able to
Yeah, I
use that
just don't
apron.
think he has enough momentum to make this stick. You see the run that Aiden got in the center of the corner.
He's going to stay there, though. They're going to enter into turn 3, still side by side. Prime enters very low and very early.
Yeah, that was way too low for Prime. Oh, Aiden's in the wall. No, there's big contact between the two of them. Prime gets away.
Prime going over the apron. That might open the door for Ollie here in the 11 car. Narrowly avoided a spinning DJ earlier in the race. Now he's going to be looking to the back of that number 6 car, trying to gain a position here.
Oh, yeah. That incident really opened the door for Ollie to get a couple spots before the pit cycle.
We saw up ahead a mistake from Bubble. Here comes Anthony. Anthony's looking for 3rd place on the inside of Bubble.
Anthony's had great race pace so far.
He has. And it's hard to say, but I think both of these two have caught up to Coringa in the 2nd place a little bit. So Anthony makes that move stick. He's up in the 3rd. He's going to set his sights on the 2nd place runner of Coringa, who has been dropped by Kimi.
Yeah, Kimi definitely looks like he's the faster long-run car between the two of them, so you got to play the strategy right for Coringa at this point, since you know that information. Do you want to try to short pit and maybe, like, leapfrog him through the pit cycle and then try to defend as hard as you can and pit a little later the next cycle? Like, what do you want, like... Doors open for all that type of strategy stuff here in a couple laps. As Bubble is closed back in on Anthony for 3rd, right on the back bumper. If Anthony slips up, Bubble could very easily get that spot back as they both hit the apron.
Very tight racing. You want to enter ahead as you go into the pits. Bubble, he might have lagged a little bit there. He went onto the apron. That's not generally allowed. After the shenanigans at Las Vegas, they did kind of extend that rule with no apron to here at Nashville, so drivers will not be running the apron on the front straightaway.
Yeah, don't want to get random spin cars. I mean, especially for a very specific person running in 2nd right now, they kind of got screwed because of the bumps on the apron there on the front stretch of Las Vegas, which is why they really can't run it here. So.
You could argue that's really the reason Spring is in the championship lead right now, is because of the ending to Bristol and because of that incident at Las Vegas where Spring was able to actually finish the race and come away with a good finish.
Yep. I think Coringa just hit the wall in entry. Let's see his speed. Yeah, definitely hit the wall in entry. Kimmy's going to pit road. Kimmy's gonna try the undercut on Coringa. Coringa's gonna have to try to go later.
Corey's gonna go down there. Corey's down there to meet him.
So Kimi comes out there with one of our earliest pitters, the earliest pitter, leading the race, took the lead from Coringa, over the guy that had the most struggles on the tires. He's gonna come down. He's gonna try and undercut some of these guys. Gonna try and bring it out, try and gain some time. See, Aiden follows him down as well. One of the guys that was also struggling. And you might see a lot of these guys start to follow them down pit road because you know the longer you stay out, the more time you're going to lose. But the more you can extend your stint to the end of the race. See, Aiden comes into a stall. Now Kimmy's off, and he's going to go a lap down. So you see that you could lose a lap under pitting. And you see some of these guys still staying out, seeing how long. Some of these guys are going to stretch it maybe 5-10 more laps.
Absolutely perfect call there from Corey. And he's right on. You do lose about 34, 35 seconds in the pits. That's just more than a lap here. You run about 31, 32-second laps as Coringa is going to go to
pit road.
And all of the top 3 will be. So we've got a race down pit road. Corey's still down there.
And Coringa comes down a little bit stuff into a stall. Now Bubble comes in, perfect stop for him. Anthony follows him. So Prime also came down after Kimmy and Aiden. All 3 of these guys came down at the same time. These guys came down within a good window of each other. You see Kenny comes around, gonna unlock himself, Aiden as well. Coringa's off. Bubble's gonna follow him off, and now Anthony. This is where time starts to, this is where time starts to shake up. People are gonna start growing their gaps because of pit stop times, and as well as your pit stop entry and entering off the road and exiting. Exiting, is the hardest part.
Off the pit exit, Kimmy's gonna have it. He takes it into turn 1. Kimmy is out in front still. And Bubble got a pretty good gap over Anthony through the pit stops. I would like to mention Spring, who has yet to make his pit stall. He is still out there on lap 44. He might have been saving some tires, but crucially, he will get the 5 bonus points for leading a lap. So another strategy here: get bonus points, staying out, saving your tires, and doing an overcut to get some extra points.
I think that's really what he was doing. Or either he wanted you to saving tires that whole run so we could go a little further and get fresher tires at the start of the run, maybe close in on some of these guys, or just to get that a little more leeway on your points position with that extra 5 bonus points as Anthony hits the wall off of 2.
So we know all those other drivers are going to be on the 4-stop. We kind of just missed it because we didn't think the tires could make it, but Spring is coming around to complete lap 45. If he can make it another lap and pit on 47, he could make it on just 3 stops.
Really? That's interesting.
He could. I mean, from practice sessions, we saw drivers, when they were saving, could only make it about 45 laps. And there it is, Spring blue tire.
There's the flat tire. Can he make it back before? Oh, that looks like that was a
front right. I think that's a front
tire.
right.
So
yep, he's too tight. Oh, and he gets front end damage. Yep,
that's
caution is out.
Wasn't able to quite make it back into pit road. Unfortunate for Spring.
And now he just pit under yellow. I think pits are closed right at the time of caution. So I don't know if it'll matter too much because it's already going to cost him a reset. So
yeah. I mean, he's going to be in the back anyways because he just crashed, but yeah.
Yep, flat tire, front end damage. It's saw the driver say he didn't know it was going to kill his car, but you know, entering into the corner with 3 out of your 4 tires having pressure, air pressure in it, that's not really what you want to have happen.
Yeah.
He also jumped out of his car in the middle of the pit stall. I don't know if he'll have fresh tires, or he might have to go back around into the pits again. I'm not really sure how it works there if you jump out of your car while the team is trying to put fresh tires on for you. As we get a great live example. Yep, it did not do his tires, and now he has a flat right rear. So the team not able to change the tires, and now he blew his other one. He's got to get back to the pits again. He's really got to be careful now because I think he's on his last car. Goes now exiting. Spring, who was your leader, off of some tire strategy, trying to stay out, do the overcut, maybe even try the 3-stopper. He wasn't able to save enough and blew a tire. I think it was off of turn 2. And he just carried too much speed into turn 3 on the blown tire, trying to make it back to the pits, and has brought out our first yellow of the day. As again, look at Spring drifting through the turn 2. His car is so low, so loose, he's going to spin out.
Oh my god, look at that.
He kept it off the wall, though.
This is hilarious. He's still spinning.
The grass is slippery, and yeah, it shows how loose these cars are off of the pit exit. You've got to be super careful, super precise to not have a problem, and I'm honestly surprised we saw so many cars. I thought he was going to hit the wall there. We saw so many cars go.
He's going to hit the outside wall right here, watch.
He's got to get it back on the track and catch up to the rest of the field before we can see pits open.
Surely he'll make it to the beat back, right? Surely he'll make it to the rest of them.
He will. I think he will. He's coming around now. So
now watch, he's gonna go in the grass at 1 to 2. Oh, he didn't do it. That would have been so funny. Okay, so he's gonna catch up to everyone else, so pits will be open here. I don't think anyone's going to come in.
There it is.
I mean, that's like right after a pit cycle, so.
Well, it is, but now that you're on lap 48 and presumably seeing the green flag to start lap 50, you could stretch it and make it on 2 more stops if you pit here. So we'll see And it looks like most people, if not everybody, yep, everybody's coming down in the pit lane. Corey's down there to cover it for us.
See the whole field comes down, a little bit of contact between Karinga and Bubble. Karinga comes down to a stall. I think he actually missed it because he has to come around again and pit in another one. Kimmy stops, perfect stop for him, same with Bubble. These guys, now they see that they ran some laps, they've got some caution laps going through. Now they have a chance to make a true stop to the end of the race. These guys are going to have to stretch it pretty far to get this to the end of the race. And they're going to have to make a gamble, but it's going to be ridiculous. We have to see who tries. And he's going to have to go for that strategy. You see Kimmy's first one off. Aiden, last person to get out of the stall. Aiden get out in front of Kimmy. No, Kimmy's going to win the race on. Bubble Balls in behind. Anthony, Prime, Spring, Ollie, Aiden, and then Karinga.
Yeah, terrible pit cycle for Karinga after the contact with Bubble. That's put Karinga right at the back. I think he will go ahead of Spring, who was the cause of the incident. However, Karinga with a lot of ground to make up after a rough pit stop cycle under the caution flag here. So if we see the green on lap 50, I just want to touch on that strategy. I think that you would have to make 46 lap stints to do it on 2 more stops. So I think it's still a little bit out of reach, but with some help from cautions, it might still be a viable option.
I don't think anyone's going to try that strategy still, but it'd be curious to see if, say, Spring maybe tries to do it again, even though it backfired the first time. I don't think he'll do it again. I don't know if anyone else is going to try, considering what happened to him. But we'll see.
We'll see. I know if I was on the track, I'd just kind of wait it out and see if there was a caution early. I might go into save mode after that. But here we go, going into the tri-oval. I thought we were going to see the green, but not quite. Bubble has to pull off into the grass. Not sure what's happening there.
Oh, when he's spinning in the grass, he's going to come up in front of the feet.
Not sure what happened there with Bubble, but he rejoins in second place. So
I don't think, did we ever get the word that it was green this time?
I remember seeing some message from race control. It might have been a green next time message, and I just blanked on it. So we might see green this time. Bubble still having struggles. There you go. It is green this time.
Alright, so off of turn 4, they're going to make it to the area where they're going to go restart, and green flag's in the air.
Oh,
Aiden is not getting a good start. He's in the grass. I don't think he's going to be able to save it. We'll see. He's still in the grass. We should keep an eye on what's happening up here, as there's big contact and it's 3 wide. Karinga, Prime, and Ollie.
Karinga on the inside. Prime backs out, so Ollie's going to get the position. Now he's looking on the inside of Anthony. There's a little bit of contact there, but Anthony holds it together. Ollie, a bit of a sleeper for this round. He's moved up into 4th place here after a good pit stop cycle and a good restart, and he's looking for 3rd on Anthony.
And as all that's happening, with that incident with Aiden got rear damage with that, so that's not going to be very helpful.
Oh, Anthony spins. He comes back down across the track. Anthony's going to hit the inside wall, get rear end damage. And he's still spinning, coming back up the track.
We're still green, though.
Well, yeah, the green flag is going to stay out here, I believe. That's actually going to put Anthony pretty close with Aiden, I think.
So
yeah,
we're going to have 2 cars right next to each other with rear damage. It's pretty hilarious.
Yep, further up front, Spring is making a move on Prime here. So Spring on the inside, he's moving up into 4th. We saw a big moment there. Anthony hit the wall, bounced off of it, and then spun across the nose of Karinga down the back straightaway. Now here for 4th, Prime back up the inside of Spring. These two are going back and forth. And as you and I both know, this is going to cost them a lot of time to the 3 cars in front of them.
Yeah, if they continue to be side by side in 1 and 2, just watch the gap to Coringa immediately go down the drain. I mean, look at this. Boom, they probably lost like 0.2 of a second right there. It's just entering side by side right there. That's insane.
And Prime does get the spot. I think Spring will be upset that Prime was going for it again, because I think Spring is going to feel like he's the faster car between the two of them. Although that corner, Prime had an incredible corner.
That corner was amazing for Prime. I think that just entirely disproved what Spring might have been thinking right there. That's insane.
Yeah, beautiful corner for Prime. I think he was faster than Coringa. He's caught up to the third place car as the top two are staying kind of close. Bubble trying to show some pace here and stay with the better long run car of Kimi.
Yeah, so we'll see if Bubble can keep up with Kimi here. As I think Prime's going to get another excellent 3 and 4, but he lifted a little too much. And I think Spring is going to close in now, so yeah, I guess that is true. Spring probably is the faster car. That must have been just a fluke corner for Prime.
I think we missed it, but Anthony was down in the pits. Corey might have an update on what was happening there with Anthony. I'm not super sure. He might be doing some talking to the 09 crew still, so we'll try to get an update from what happened to Anthony there. But an early pit stop for him soon after the yellow, after getting the damage from that spin on the back straightaway.
It looks like Bubble's going to keep up with Kimi. We're about a second back behind them, and then from there it's another 1.5 seconds Prime. And then those are really the 5 cars that are in this pack now, as we had a couple incidents in the restart, but we're still green.
They are still green, and it's interesting to look at the lines here. Bubble looks like he's about to smack the ball in the entry because he enters so much higher and so much later than Kimi. But by the time they hit the middle of the corner and the exit, they're about even again. So 2 very different lines, but running very similar speeds between the top 2.
Yep, that is for certain. Bubble hit the wall there. He's still right there though. That was pretty good corner for Bubble, but Kimi got a better one.
Yeah, Kimi had an incredible corner. He wasn't as low as Bubble, but he carried better minimum speed. Now he's pulling away down the entire front straightaway. So Kimi showing some dominance here in the middle part of this race, as we are approaching 1/3 race distance.
Spring been closing in. I think Prime's been pulling away from Spring a little bit now. And right as I say that, Spring's gonna, oh, never mind, hit the apron there. I think Prime got a better run off the corner.
Prime has shown
I don't think so, actually.
So Prime has shown some pretty good pace this weekend. He's currently ahead of the points leader of Spring. And yeah, Prime really putting together a solid weekend here as he
hits the wall. And there goes his position. There it goes.
Yeah,
classic commentators first.
Yep.
Classic. That was going in the history books right there.
Yeah. That's going to be in your broadcasting textbooks next year. So.
Anyway, looks like Kimi's starting to pull away from Bubble. It's now 0.6 of a second between the two of them. Kimi's consistently been getting better corners. He's definitely the fastest long run car, as previously mentioned. If Bubble can like keep up with him and try and undercut, maybe he can do something on this next pit cycle, which is probably coming up within the next 15 to 20 laps. If you look at the lap count.
Well, if Bubble falls much further back, he's going to have Coringa right on him. Coringa and Kimi have run almost the exact same pace for about the last 10 laps or so ever since that restart. So here comes Coringa. He's going to look for a move on Bubble here in a few laps if the pace stays as it is right now.
Going to 3 and 4. If you notice, look at that. I mean, he slightly hit the apron, but that was almost perfect from Coringa, and he's 168 off the corner. So Bubba has to get some really good lap times if he doesn't want to get passed by Coringa here within the next 5 laps.
And I said Coringa and Kimi were about the same. That was incorrect. Bubble and Kimmy were about the same that lap. Karinga was just 0.3 faster than both of them.
That's insane. Kimmy might have made a mistake or something because he looked like he was way faster than everyone else on that first run. Maybe Karinga figured something out looking at his lines on that first run, so he's figured a thing out or two.
Oh, Bubble, I think he lags off of turn 4. He is able to bring it back. He lost a little bit of time to Kimmy, as did Karinga. So Kimmy, I think you're right. He might have had a small mistake on that previous lap. He's pulling it back together now, as now Karinga's very wide through 1 and 2.
Okay, oh wow, he's 169 off the corner though. See, that's what I mean by even if you go wide, you could still kind of get a run off the corner still. You just got to be perfect. As Karinga keeps his minimum speed of is this stick? Oh my goodness. What a corner by Karinga.
Yeah.
He's going to be right there off of entering 1 and 2 here. Look at this.
We're going to go on board with the driver number 66 machine. Looking ahead in the number 48. Just ahead of him, the leader, the 21. Now Karinga's looking to the outside. He can't quite get there. Bubble gets a huge push up the corner.
Look at that run. Oh my goodness, he's right behind Kimmy now.
Oh, and he's sending it to the inside. Oh my goodness.
He sent it in. It didn't look like it worked, but he might have still got a little bit.
Kimmy hit the wall. He's contact.
Here comes Karinga. Can Karinga make a move for the lead?
He has to lift out of it. Bubble leads that lap, but now there's 3 cars under a blanket for the lead. Bubble blocks Karinga on the inside into turn 1.
Karinga goes to the inside.
He stuffs it in. He's going to
loose.
spin.
Can he save
He's going to spin.
Oh, it doesn't look like he can. He's
spins
around. That is
around.
unfortunate. Doesn't get any damage.
He's going to stay green.
He loses a wall that time that he had right there by pushing Bubble and getting to the lead.
And we're going to stay green, though. Absolute mayhem there on lap 65 and 66. As now Karinga ends up the loser out of that. And now he hits the wall
As he
again.
immediately gets into the wall after that.
And that's going to put Spring kind of in an undercut position on Karinga if that gap remains the same because of the craziness up front, which now has Bubble in the lead.
Bubble practically got gifted the race lead from that with that shove that he got. How did he go like 10 miles an hour faster? It was like a second gap and it was gone before he knew it.
I think it's because they were kind of trapped at the same speed exiting the corner. So Karinga gave him multiple pushes on the exit, and then when they finally got straight again, Bubble was going to
and then there was contact, and then all of a sudden Karinga was there.
I know, because Kimmy smacks the wall for turn 4, and Bubble couldn't avoid him, so they were all just trapped there. So, but now Bubble leads, and I think Kimmy's staying really close, and he's going to look to take back the lead here, because he's going to be thinking about leading most laps. He's going to want to have that over Karinga, who led a lot of laps early. You know, that's 5 of extra bonus points that you would want to get for sure.
I think Bubble definitely did not hit the inside line. He's going to go wide. He doesn't even get the run. Kimmy's going to be right there.
Kimmy is staying close. He might be doing what he did in that first stint. I think Kimmy kind of saved tires behind Karinga for a little bit. Oh, Bubble's a little bit wide there, but he keeps it off the wall. But still just right there, 2/10 between the top 2. And they are both pitching up to the lapped car of Aiden, who had problems on that restart.
Yeah, so Kimmy is right there for the lead. Looks like it's entirely spread out from then on, considering the incident that we had where someone decided to dive bomb it and get spun out from through the apron. It's insane how that happened. But Kimmy's looking for the lead here now. He's going to go to the inside, I think. Oh, he couldn't quite get it there, but Bubble hits the apron. He's going to have to lift. So Kimmy will still be there off of 2.
He might get a run here. If he has a run, does he take it? He's fading to the inside, but he does not have it. He's going to single file back in for turn 3. Now he goes to the inside. He's paying back Bubble for the sin to turn 3 earlier. This time it's much cleaner, and Kimmy is going to stay there on the inside, side by side. There's a little bit of side drafting, some games going on here in the front straightaway. Entering turn 1 now,
let's
Kimmy.
see the gap here now.
Kimmy trying to take that spot on the inside. Can he clear him?
Yeah, Kimmy. Yeah, he's clear. He's clear.
It's super close. I can't tell. I think Bubble's still there. Yeah, Bubble side drafted him. He's still there on the outside into turn 3. Now Kimmy takes away that exit. Kimmy is in the lead, and they have both caught up to the lapped car of Aiden.
Kimmy gained 3/10 that lap, by the which goes to show how terrible doing side by side into a corner is.
Oh, and
I think Bubble just sent it
again.
in. He
Bubble.
did. This is huge if you're Karinga, seeing this battle for the
Absolutely.
lead.
They're dooring each other down the back straightaway. Going into
What
turn
is he
3.
doing? Kimmy raced you clean, and then you're doing this?
Bubble not afraid to get the elbows out here early. Oh, a huge block on the front straightaway. I thought he was going to turn himself there, but he managed to keep it
Would have been
going.
hilarious.
Oh my goodness. That was a massive block out of the 48 car. Only lap 74, but yes, 48 car showing his hand early here at Nashville. I mean,
If you're Kimmy, you want to just send it in, honestly, at this point. This is getting ridiculous. Oh, he thought about it. He really thought about it there.
He released the throttle, got back on it, and then released it again.
He was like, no, I don't want to do this. It's too early. Not even halfway. He's going to look to the inside, though. Here we go. Oh, Bubble just squeezed him. What the hell was that?
That was a big squeeze there from Bubble. So Bubble on the very edge of what's...
He's going to lift.
Oh, I think he
What are you doing? You lifting and then you give him the outside? Such a cheap move. You're intentionally making you lose time. And he's going to get in the wall.
Oh, man. If this were F1, that would be considered a lasting advantage. But it's not. This is NASCAR, baby. And
we're in
Bubble
America. We don't know what a kilometer is.
Bubble keeps the lead here. After the first battle...
He's going to hit the wall if he does that again.
And because of all this scrambling around, Karinga's dropped it down to 1.6 seconds behind. Aiden, the lapped car, is pulled away from these two drivers.
The lapped car with rear end damage is pulling away.
These two are not playing nice right now.
Where's Spring? Oh my God, he closed in pretty good there too. Oh, he almost sent him. I think Aiden just hit the wall.
I couldn't quite tell if he did or not. I was just gonna say the top two have built up their minimum speed once again. I think what had happened, they just kept battling each other so hard they could never get their momentum, and their cars wound up again. They were just going slow every corner. But now they're going fast again, and now they are right on the back of Aiden. Is the lapped car gonna play a role in this crazy battle we've seen the last few laps?
We'll see. Let's see, as Aiden almost hits the wall. That would have been tragic for Bubble if he hits the wall right there. That would have been an easy lead for Kimmy.
There he goes. Bubble's going to go to the inside, make the move on the lapped car of Aiden.
I think Aiden's going to try to challenge. Magically, here comes Kimmy. Massive run.
Oh, Aiden.
Oh, Aiden
Aiden's
goes
back to the inside. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, my
squeezes
goodness.
him, but Aiden's there.
Oh, wow.
He's fighting for his spot on the lead lap.
Look, Kimmy's right there now because of that. If Kimmy plays that
right,
right,
here comes Kimmy.
He's going with Aiden. He's going with Aiden.
Look
at this battle for the lead.
Battle for the lead plus Aiden. Kimmy's going 3 wide.
Nice to Bubble. 3 wide.
And they come into turn 3. Kimmy on the very inside. A huge move with the lap car as a pick. He's going to take the lead from Bubble. What a phenomenal move from
Aiden
Kimmy.
is still side by
side. But he hits the wall. There's going to take the front end damage. Kimmy is going to have a reset caution. Oh my gosh. As Karinga slides but saves it after going through the grass.
My goodness. What have we just saw? I have never.
Kimmy's going to have to use a reset there. He had a phenomenal move, and then he hit the wall.
And then all of a sudden, oh no, I hit the wall. Now I have front end damage.
And just killer there for Kimmy after a wild battle with Bubble for many, many laps. It comes undone there on lap 79. Kimmy gets back going again. He's going to go around and catch up to the rest of the pack. Anthony will as well, who was a lap down after the spin on the back straightaway, got damaged. He went back to the pits. That will not count as a reset for both either him or Aiden. So Anthony and Aiden will get fresh cars. Rear end damage does not count as a reset.
He's still going to go around. I think multiple laps down.
Oh. We're going to wait for him to get on the lead lap, and then I expect to see quite a few cars pit here after we saw some wild moves there for the lead. I think the tires are going to be hurting from that, and from here, it will for sure be making it on 2 more stops if you hit break.
Oh, he just got around. Oh, never mind. He has another lap to get. Never mind. I was wrong.
I think Anthony with resetting the car. Yeah, now Kimmy realized he has to go around as well. With resetting his car, he lost an extra one of those laps.
Yeah, he has to go over here round 2. He's like, oh shoot.
They might. I think they will make it back around. We might see pits open this time. But every lap we go before pits open, that is helpful for hitting here and making it on 2 more stops very easily.
Oh, looks like pits will finally be open. Kimmy's made it to the pack. Just a moment for a quick word from our sponsor. Alrighty, we are back here in Nashville. The pits have just been opened, and we expect to see quite a few of these drivers coming in, as you can make it very easily. 2 more pit stops to the end of this race. Drivers are peeling down. Looks like just about all of the field once again. Yes, the entire field coming down to our pit reporter, Corey Wilson.
The entire field comes down. Spring the first one to come to a start. Springer falls in right after Ben Prime, Anthony, Hibby. So these guys ran about say 20 to 30 laps on these tires. They gotta be pretty done on them. So these guys are gonna come out some fresh tires. And Aiden once again goes for that very late entry to the storm. Karinga the first one off. Spring falls in behind them. Prime to be pretty close to their Bubba. Karinga barely gets edged out by Bubba. They're coming off the road. But they come down to the end of the road. Ollie gets out in front of Prime, and for the exit to Aiden and Bubba. Bubba gets out of front. Bubba, Karinga, Ollie, Prime, Aiden. Kimmy just barely over Spring and Anthony with the dink. So disconnected.
Something happened there with Prime off the pit lane exit. He has disappeared. I think he's going to respawn his car. Yep, Aiden is respawning his car. A phenomenal pit stop for Ollie. Once again, that 11 crew has come through. And he has an amazing pit stop under yellow. Spot back here.
Or is he?
Yeah, that's going to slot him right in the fourth. I think Bubble is going to change his lap so he doesn't have to go around wear tires since it's after the pit stop sequence. I don't believe it was in time to call green this time, so they should get the one to go to the green flag this time.
That looks like that'll be the case.
Again, we're not sure what happened with Prime here. We're going to see if we can't send Corey down to that number 1 crew, see what happened there with the 1 car, as we do get word green this time.
No word from Prime. Nobody knows. No news of why he left, so something really just
There you go. That's very unfortunate for the driver of the number 1 machine. He was putting together a decent weekend. Did have a big moment earlier in the race, contact the wall, but he was recovering, but now out of his car. So, We've got 7 cars left, just over 100 laps remaining here at Nashville. So we get ready to see the green flag once more. On lap 85, coming to take lap 86. Green flag is out. Bubble leads them as a big push comes behind from Karinga, who's immediately to the outside.
Oh my goodness! Oh my God!
Bubble forced him up into the wall, and I can't believe he didn't give himself front-end damage. That would have been a reset. They do manage to keep it clean, though, and keep it straight. As further behind, Aiden, Kimmy, and Spring all in one tight group there.
Oh, watch the run that Kimmy's about again.
And then watch Ollie. Look at the inside of Karinga.
Kimmy pushes him a little bit. Still pushing him. Gives him a little bit of a bump. Ollie to the inside.
Oh, but Karinga clears him. Now Ollie up
Kimmy's
the track.
To the inside of Ollie.
Yep, Kimmy's going to take that opening. He's going to look for third on the inside here. A big pack early on, and let's restart contact between Anthony and Aiden. They're going 3 wide with Spring. Off of turn 2. Still 3 wide. Now Spring gets clear.
Kimmy and Ollie still side by side. Now Kimmy clears him, entering 3 and 4 as Spring pushes Aiden up the racetrack. Spring looks to get that position, and he will. Spring now up to 5th, as everything is now officially singled out after that restart.
Kimmy's going to try to set his eyes back up there toward the front 2. Bubble leading from Karinga, who had a great pace early in this race. Lost out to Kimmy later in the stint, and now Kimmy is immediately gaining back time on the top 2.
Aiden and Ollie now side by side for position. Spring's going to go to the inside and help out Aiden. Looks like it is. We go into 1 and 2. Aiden has the preferred line. He has to back out. He hits the apron. Spring gives him a little bit of bump. Aiden is clear. As now Spring looks to the inside of Ollie as Ollie hits the wall. And now Anthony's going to have a little bit of a momentum to get 2 of them, maybe potentially 3 or 4.
Yep, still side by side between Spring and Ollie. They are fighting it out. Ollie's going to get put in the wall. Spring, I think.
And they're both in the wall, and Anthony slides right through. That is perfect. That is exactly what you wanted if you were Anthony.
Absolutely. A very nice move for Anthony. That puts him in P5. So now into the top 5 for Anthony as the top three have closed up a lot. Kimmy is right there with Karinga and Bubble, who still leads here on lap 90.
Kimmy definitely probably the fastest car now again. Hopefully he doesn't end up in another incident with Bubble the Wonder Boy. That would be really unfortunate if that happened. But knowing Bubble, he's just gonna, you know. But anyways, Karinga's right on the back bumper of Bubble.
He's really pushing the issue there with the 48 car. Same thing happening further back for fourth. Anthony's to the inside of Aiden. So Anthony looking to make a strong comeback. Now trying to get back into fourth place. He's going to take the inside. He's going to make the move stick, but Aiden with a crossover.
Oh, yep, there we go. Anthony and Aiden side by side. And you missed it. Karinga looked to the inside for the lead, and he got chopped out by Bubble. No one is surprised with this information, as they're still side by side. Aiden hits the apron. Anthony still has a little bit of a run. I think he can hit the wall. Yes, he does.
He hits the wall. He's going to get a push from Spring, but yeah, loses out to Aiden.
That was a good push. That was a very good push. Now Anthony takes that momentum into 3 and 4. Karinga's still right on the back bumper. Bubble. He's got to find his opportunity sooner or later. Bubble's blocking like crazy. Karinga's careful too. Kimmy's right there.
I think this is a good chance for Kimmy to kind of sit there and save tires a little bit. I think that's what he did in the first set. I think that's what he's going to do here.
Really is your only play at this point. You're not getting around these guys for a while, that's for sure. Considering how they raced, you gotta wait for them to make a mistake and then just pull away.
Back at that second pack, Spring is looking to the inside of Anthony. That's for 5th place still. Spring, again, your championship leader, just 3 points ahead of Karinga at this point, but he's trying to gain back what the deficit would be if they finished as they run right now.
And we have officially, after we cross the start-finish line, hit the halfway point for this race.
Oh, perfect.
Still with 3 of them right there. Yeah, it looks like Kimmy is probably starting to save tires a little bit. Let's see his line.
Just missed Anthony's sweep around the outside of Spring. That was a very nice move from the driver of the 09 car. So,
yeah.
He's going to set his sights again on Aiden. Try to get 4th place. Maybe start working
I might have a shot at it here.
3.
He's going to look. He's looking. Does Aiden give it to him? No, he doesn't. Oh, but he whiffed the corner wrencher. Here comes Anthony on the inside. Aiden went absolutely super wide. He hits the wall. Spring doors him up the racetrack. Spring's going to get that spot now, too. Terrible mistake from Aiden. He's going to drop 2 positions with that.
That was great for Anthony, though. He's now got no one in front of him until the top 3. He could focus on putting some good laps in and try to close that gap.
Set his sights on the leaders.
Absolutely. Speaking of the top 3, Karinga looking to the inside of Bubble here in 3 and 4. He's going to get there.
Oh my goodness, Bubble didn't chop him off. This is crazy. Watch now, Bubble's going to send him into 1. Check
Karinga
this out. Absolutely full throttles into 1 and 2.
No, they're good. They're clean. Bubble is not following our expectations based on the earlier incidents in the race. So Bubble cleaning up the act here on lap 97.
Does he do it in 3 and 4? Yeah, there it is. Boom, right there. Bumps him up the racetrack.
Karinga did hit the apron on the entry, to be fair. That will slow his car down quite a lot. Very hard to react when the car in front hits the apron and slows down. So they are staying close here. The top 3. Karinga losing the apron. Oh, Kimmy hit a bump.
Oh, he's to the outside. That's a crazy move.
Oh, Bubble doors and puts him on the wall.
What the heck is that? That's some cheese.
Oh, Kimmy loses a ton of speed after Bubble just slams him into the wall.
That's some cheese. You're just letting Karinga pull away at that point. That's
not very smart driving there from the driver number 48.
All right, so I lied. He wasn't going to full send the 66, but he was instead going to full send the 21.
And on the straightaway, not neither one of the corners.
He just doors him to the racetrack on the straightaway. kind of curious to know if Kimmy's going to be upset with that move. I mean, I don't think he really cares since he has bigger sight in the IndyCar series.
Yeah, I think Kimmy is pretty good about just letting things go, especially early in the race. Now, if you wrong him for the finish, you will remember. But he's pretty clean early on in these races, and he's good about just letting things go, settle back in, and set down some good lap times to try to stay in the race. Good lap times are made by good corners. And speaking of good corners, that was a fantastic corner for Kimmy. He is right onto the back of Bubble.
That one not so much, but hey, can only have so many good corners.
Well, we've just passed 100 laps here. I think we are about time to go on board. We're going to go on board with the number 21 machine of Kimmy, following Bubble in the second place. It is time for Plato's Perfect Pitch, brought to you by Plato's Apex Network, on board with the number 21 machine.
Already at the wall. Big contact to the wall.
The wall, just how we started. Now Bubble's going to the inside. He's going to take the lead and lead lap 105 here at Nashville.
Kimmy right on the back bumper of Bubble. He's going to try to shove him up the racetrack. He can't do that. Karinga goes to the outside in spectacular fashion. I don't think he has the run, though. He does not have the run. Kimmy stays on the inside, but he backs out. He knows that Karinga is definitely going to put a bigger charge on Bubble than he can right now.
And I think Kimmy likes his position with the tires, so Kimmy probably saving a little bit. He's going to let these two go at it once again. It's kind of how they were when they started off this run, with Bubble in front, then Karina, then Kimmy. And I would like to highlight the battle behind Anthony and Spring, nose to tail, very close together for fourth place.
Let's see where Aiden is too, because he was right there. Now he's like 10 seconds behind or something. So we might have missed something with him, or maybe he's just been slow. But Karinga, I think, just went to the inside of Bubble for the lead. Yes, he is. Side by side for the lead off of 4. Karinga with the third line on the front stretch. Bubble doors him a little bit on the front stretch, as per usual. But Bubble goes crossover move. He's right there. Bubble might get a little bit of a run off the corner.
Oh, he couldn't get below him. Couldn't get the side draft. It's hard to see if he has a run, but I don't think he does. It's just really close between the two of them right here into turn 3 and 4.
We're getting the apron a little bit. It's going to be really close. Unless a little bit of a better run. make it to the
Bubba
inside. He
slicing
tries
down
it.
and blocks him all the way to the apron. Oh, it was a tight move between the top two. And
You need to make that move for your Coringa, though, because you never know if you're going to get that lead back if Bubble passes you. Bubble got another good run off the corner.
I have to see if anything's ruled off of that, because apron had been banned, but both drivers willing to go down there when it came to
Coringa at the
position.
apron again. I think Bubble got a little bit of a better run again. All three of them still sticking together. Oh, Bubble's gonna look to the inside. Coringa washed up the racetrack there.
Oh, Bubble's gonna.
Oh, so
he
close!
didn't hit the wall somehow.
Just
I think
give
he
me
had to
push him on
lift
the
out of it.
backstretch. You can give him a little bit of a push.
I think so too. Bubble with sending it deep into the corner, but he's good on the exit.
I think that's gonna stick. That's really good.
Oh, what a great corner for the number 48 car. He's gonna have a run here on the front straightaway. If he does, it's tiny.
I think it lagged a little bit, hit the wall on the front stretch. But he has, yeah, look at that. Look at that corner. Oh my goodness.
Oh, another great corner from Bubble. He's got to run this time. He's going to the inside.
He's gonna block. Coringa doesn't block it this time. Side by side for the lead.
Where does Kimmy go? He's right there.
Kimmy's just chilling back there. He's in the third lane. He doesn't really care what happens.
Contact between Bubble, Coringa, and the wall off the exit of 4. Now it's going to be tight going into turn 1 again.
Oh, he just put him in the wall! What are you doing?
I don't know.
Coringa's not going to be happy.
We're going to have to see because Bubble, we know that the entry is so late. I think that might have just been a miscalculation, not one that was on purpose like some of the other ones we've seen.
I mean, either way, Coringa is absolutely not going to be very pleased with that.
Go then, starting lap 114. Bubble has been able to pull a little bit of a gap over Coringa and Kimmy, who are trying to regain their composure, catch back up to Bubble, who's really put himself in the conversation to have a chance to win this race. I think that first stint, he wasn't really there with the top two, but now ever since then he's turned it up a notch, turned up the aggressiveness as well. But he has had the pace recently to contend for the win.
Oh yeah, he has. But I still think Coringa's still trying to get his composure back after that. A little bit of a scrub right there between he and Bubble right there for the lead. I think, yep, right there. Massive hit in the wall. He's gonna lose all his time. Same situation happened last run too. Coringa just kind of got caught up in a couple incidents, hit the wall a few times, and boom, was like 3 seconds back. So now at this point, it's just Bubble's race to lose because Kimmy lost a crap ton of time too because of that wall hit. I think Coringa just hit the wall again. Yeah, he did.
Here comes Anthony.
Yeah, now Anthony magically is going to look forward. He didn't see pit road again. Surprisingly, he sped down pit road too, so he will. Oh, he just left. Never mind. He has to go. So that's -1 car in the field. Aiden has to go.
And we are now down to just 6 cars remaining in this race. As you see, Anthony staying there with Coringa. He's shown good pace throughout the weekend. He is really right there with Coringa, not letting him pull away. Coringa might still be a little flustered from that error earlier. He's got to pull it together here if he wants to have a shot to win at the end of this thing. We are they're going to keep an eye on the gap between the top two. It's 1.283 seconds right now. Kimmy's going to try to close up some bubble. I think he's had better pace throughout the weekend, but it's gonna be tough to bring down a gap like that without any lap traffic or any other cars battling the leader.
Oh yeah, I'd like to mention this now that they've started to literally space out. Is remember your pick Nico? He's not in the race anymore. I wonder what happened to that.
Yeah, that was. Haven't seen him for a while. I don't think.
I'm honestly not
sure
surprised that happened. If you ask me, there's always those drivers who just randomly get a pole and they just don't have the race pace.
Yeah.
That was the question mark, and that's kind of what happened. He just didn't have the race pace, I think, and then he crashed maybe, or I don't know. Either way, Bubble's going to pull away because Kimmy just hit a wall off of turn 4, 1.3 seconds in the gap.
Yeah, further back for third. Anthony's on the inside of Karinga here. He's going to look to take away third, and he will. So Anthony takes away P3 from Karinga.
I think he just sent it in way too hard. Now Karinga's going to get back to the inside. Oh, no, he doesn't. Anthony's going to get a little bit of a push instead, it looked like. I think Anthony's really quick right now compared to Karinga. I mean, keep in mind, I think we are starting to get towards the end of the tire run, so they may have to start pitting for the next 5 laps or so.
Yeah, I think Corey's got updates on tires for us.
We come later into the run, we got some guys dropping way into the, starting to get into the lower 30% portion of the tire into the stint. Looks to be one more stop left after. Looks to be one more stop left after they make this next one, as Kenny's actually in the wall. Karinga actually seems to get a little bit better on tires than our leader Bubble, but it's just gonna see how these guys turn out. You know, you're gonna want that you're gonna want the long-term pace. You're gonna want to be better on the long run. You're gonna want to be more consistent. But the faster you run, the more tires you burn. So it's gonna be the end of the race to see who really is able to prevail at the end.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Corey. We'll come back to you when the drivers are going down pit lane, as Karinga did just make a pass for third place on Anthony. So Karinga gets that spot back because Anthony tapped the wall from turn 4 the previous lap. He has dropped down to 4th now, almost 4 seconds behind the leader.
Yeah, so with things spaced out, Bubble is pulling away from the rest of the field. So I want to see if he can keep that lead for pit cycles. And once he can, really, it's his own race to lose at this point. Unless there's a caution, of course, then that'll jumble things up. And we know that Kimmy's probably a little faster. Spring just got front end damage. It's a caution right as I said that.
Yeah, that's
gonna.
huge.
I think he's out of the race. I think that's his second incident for front end damage.
Yep, because he had the flat tire earlier in the race that caused front end damage. So I didn't see what happened there, but Spring is going to be out. Your championship leader. He came in 3 points ahead. He is looking like
now he's going to be below a little bit.
Because he'll be forced to retire after wrecking his second car. He pulls it in behind the wall. So that 37 machine, he will be done for the day and lose the championship lead here. As we get the call from race control, we're down to 5 cars now. It's a little reminiscent of Las Vegas. Pits will be open this time for pit stops. And we expect to see everyone pit here. And then it'll be about 62 laps to go once we see the green flag. And that is pretty easily made on one pit stop. Probably just split it in half. Might see a little bit of strategy with an undercut or an overcut, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, the pits are open, so they're all going to come into pit road. I think really you want to see if you're the one that's second place, maybe third place, you want to undercut the rest. Or maybe go a little long. You want to be different than the leaders. But I'm assuming everyone's going to come into pit road here. Just to top it off, refresh your tires.
All right, here they come. They're down the pit lane, and Corey Wilson is there.
See, everybody comes out pit road once again. See Anthony, Craig already pit bubble. They give you also a bit of contact in the pit lane. See these guys. This is actually not going to be their last stop. They might have to make one more after this, judging how long you can make it. It's going to be close. See how these guys can stretch it. They might be able to make it, but you see Kring and Anthony are off. Bubble, Kimmy, and Ollie are still on. It's going to be close between these two. Can Bubble get it again as it's coming off? And 3 wide. Karinga just barely gets him. Kimmy's in second, Bubble's in third, and Anthony and Ollie both in third.
There you go. A wonderful call from Corey Wilson. 3 wide racing on the pit lane. And Karinga jumps him, gets the lead off of pit stops under the yellow flag. So a big jump there for Karinga. Off the pit stops under the caution caused by Spring, who I think is joining us up here now. Spring, you're out of the race. Second time getting front end damage. Walk me through what happened there to cause that caution.
I'm not entirely sure what happened. I'll have to check the replay, but I just got loose in the corner and hit the wall, so that ended it for me. And then the lap before that, I got loose out of pit road and got rear end damage, so I was already going to be slower.
Absolutely, and for your championship hopes, you came in with the championship lead. This is definitely going to hurt it going into Phoenix next week. Tell me what your strategy for next weekend is.
I'm not too worried about the championship lead. It's only early in the season. He probably was going to lose it anyway. Only had a 3-point cushion. He was running in front most of the race. So we'll see what we got at Phoenix and go from there.
Alrighty, absolutely. Thank you for your time, Spring. Best of luck next weekend.
Thank you.
That was the driver number 37 machine, now out of his car and out of the race, and he'll be looking to make a comeback next weekend at Phoenix as we are back racing here at Nashville. Karinga keeping the lead ahead of Bubble and Kimmy, as Kimmy actually lost out after trying to go side by side with Karinga on the restart, and he lost a spot to Bubble.
They really have no reason to save tires at this point, dude. So you just want to go for as many positions as you can at this point. As Anthony's right there, too, so we might have 4 cars for the lead if he can stay there.
And I wouldn't be surprised if he does.
Oh, wow,
Karinga
what a
with
run,
rough
what a
corner.
run.
Now Bubble
That would
and
be
Kimmy.
insane if Bubble got cleared. Oh, my goodness, he's cleared for the lead.
Wow, Bubble clears him for
That's
the lead.
incredible.
Kimmy's looking to the outside. He's going to try to go with him. Rolling the top side.
Not going to be able to do that.
Oh, not quite.
Anthony might look to the inside, too. I gave him a little bit of a push.
He's going to run high further back there, so that's not ideal for Anthony.
That's
As
sticks for
Kimmy
Kimmy.
hits
Oh,
the wall.
I did.
You could see it happening. He was really high. Now Anthony's going to have a run on him. He pushes him into turn 1.
See the run that he gets into turn 1. If he can nail his apex still. Looks like he can. He's going to keep it off the wall, too, so he's still right there. Bubble break in the air.
Doesn't want to
Kind of
the
really
draft.
doesn't matter
Yeah.
here, but he's doing it anyway for the heck of it. As Karinga hits the apron behind him, Bubble has sole control of this race again.
Good run there for... Oh, as Ollie has a big mistake. He's slow further back. He was a little bit off the pack anyway. There's not going to be a caution. So Ollie falls further back as it is closing up between second and third. Kimmy with a better line. He's closing up to the back of Karinga.
I think he's going to push him. Yeah, he is going to do that. He's going to give Karinga a little bit of a push into turns 3 and 4. This Kimmy's going to get huge exit off of turn 4, but that's not really how it works, but he's still got a little bit of a run. So he's going to be right on Karinga still. Into 1 and 2. Still 3 cars under a blanket in between like around a second. Actually, 4 cars are within a second of each other still. This Bubble's still trying to break the toe. Even though, like I said, it really kind of just doesn't matter here as much as in other tracks.
It's not a lot, and that back straight is pretty short. So to do it on the back straight, you know, it's gonna have minimal effect. Although Bubble still thinks it's worth something,
Yeah,
so he's still doing it.
Kimi gave Karinga a little bit of a push on the front straightaway, and look at that, Karinga is right there now. This Bubble especially missed the entrance to turn 1. Still breaking the toe on the backstretch, way closer than they were a lap ago.
Yeah, now that they're closer, they're trying to follow and snake like it's IndyCar down the back straightaway. As Karinga's now much closer to Bubble than he has been on previous laps.
This is important. If he can get the run from this right here, or is that actually going to hinder him? It is going to hinder him. Kimi's going to look to the inside. There goes all that gap magically.
Kimi needs to make this move quickly if he wants to stay in with the chance at catching up to Bubble. Into turn 3,
he's going to do it.
Runs high. Yep, Kimi's going to get that spot and get the move done. So Kimi up into 2nd place, ahead of Karinga, who's now in 3rd, and they're going to try to catch back up to Bubble.
Karinga got some bump drop too. That's very helpful for the both of them.
Especially if Karinga and Kimi stay working together like they are right now, they can definitely gain that gap back up to Bubble. So I think that was perfectly played out for Kimi. Got the move done, took 2nd spot away. However, he didn't lose too much time doing so, and now he's catching up to Bubble rapidly. Look at that corner.
Kimi was like 167 minimum speed throughout that whole corner. That's incredible.
I think Kimi's
right there.
He's really got the right idea, not focusing as much on hitting the bottom every time, following right in Bubble's wheel tracks, but carrying the minimum speed to get the momentum off. Now he's on the bottom, taps the apron just a tiny bit, but Bubble's a little bit higher. So again, doing the opposite of what Bubble does, trying to build up a run, and he's right there, just 2/10 separate the top 2.
This is the key battle right here, basically for the race win. Because if this pass happens, Kimi starts pulling away. I don't know if Bubble's going to be able to get him back. Other than pit stops.
Okay,
But Kimi is right on the back bumper
tried
of
to
Bubble
sell him
into
the
turns
dummy.
3 and 4. Gives him a little bit of a push.
More
does it
pushing.
again, shoving him up the racetrack. He gets to the inside. Battle for the lead off of turn 4, side by side. Kimi and Bubble beating and banging. Kimi's going to lead that lap, and he's going to take the lead.
Tough fighting for the inside line. Now the top 3 are all right there. Make it top 4. Anthony is right there as well. Bubble looking to the
Bubble
inside.
makes a move to the
He's
inside. Almost mid contact right there.
there. Now there is contact
Bubble
into
goes
turn
wide
3.
in the entry. Here comes Karinga.
A big arc. All 4 cars are
And
right
Anthony's
there.
there too.
And I think
Kimi's going to drop all the way back.
Yeah, he's
and
left out
Karinga's
to
right on the
dry.
back bumper of Bubble. If you're Karinga, you have to bump up the racetrack here. Or just take the
Karinga might
move.
look for the lead. Oh, it's very
He's looking
tight.
for it. He's looking for it. He's there. As Kimi falls back to 4th behind Anthony.
Now here comes Karinga. He's right there on Bubble's back bumper. Oh, it's very tight through the corner. Karinga, I thought he was going to hit the wall, but he stays out of it. It stays very close between the top 2. They've made a little bit of a gap back to Anthony and Kimi.
Literally a lap and a half ago, Kimi was like in the lead, and now, oh no. Bubble's very good at getting the lead right back, it looks like.
And we are going to have to start thinking about most laps led here, because Bubble's led quite a few now. It's going to be between Bubble, Karinga, and Kimi. As that's 5 extra bonus points for whoever leads the most laps, and that can be pivotal in a tight championship as we have seen this year.
Yeah, at those bonus points, it may not look like much, but it's going to be very, very big down later in the season, maybe towards the last 5 races or so. It's going to be close. But it looks like Bubbles probably, if he can keep this up, he'll probably end up getting most laps led. He led basically the entirety of that last stint. Now, I don't know what happened to Karinga. It looks like he lifted. Anthony's right there.
I wonder if he was trying to lift to the front bumper of Anthony so that they can start pushing to try to work together and catch up to Bubble.
Oh, I think that's what's happening. Anthony just got a big shove from Kimmy.
I think they're going to rely on the mid-corner speed that Kimmy's able to carry, push each other down the front and back straightaways to catch back up to Bubble, who now has almost a half a second gap to the second place car of Karinga.
That's a very good strategy. Oh, he almost botched it. I think they did botch it. Unless Anthony can carry the speed. Look at the speed he's carrying. Can he push Karinga? He does. That's incredible stuff.
I think you're right. They played that perfectly through 1 and 2. A beautiful corner from Anthony, a big push to Karinga, as they're going to be trying to close up to Bubble here, and I think they have ever so slightly.
Yeah, they did.
Just a few hundredths, but every hundredth matters when the gap is just 4.5 tenths.
Look out now. I think Bubble's going to start pulling away again now.
They also got to start thinking about possible undercut positions, because from here the drivers can make it to the end with some saving. So we got to start thinking about pit stop strategies. And I think Corey actually has an update on some of the tire percentages for the drivers.
Lap 145, and these drivers are just under the 70% mark on their tires. Some of these guys planning on pitting with 20 to 15 to go. Now all of them sure that they can make it to the end. See Karinga with a run. These guys still pushing. Not many of them saving right now. They know that they cannot make it. And there's a lot of contact for that.
Absolutely. So crazy pedal up here. Bubble almost in the wall. I think he stayed out of it barely, but it's side by side for the lead. As you heard from Corey Wilson, there is not going to be any saving here. They can push hard to the end and pit before they end. And Anthony's going to swing through the inside after contact between the top two. Anthony will take the lead here at Nashville.
Oh, wow. Incredible stuff from Anthony. Magically Bubble's down to 4th now. He's going to try to figure something out if he wants to get back to the lead.
And here he goes to the inside.
Looks like he's got Karinga and Kimmy right there. Look at that. Beautiful stuff.
Huge move from Bubble. He's to the inside of both of them, trying to take back second spot away from Kimmy. But Anthony is now your race leader.
Oh, wow. That's so close.
Oh, contact there between Karinga and Bubble.
Oh, he's got the... Oh, okay. Bubble's going to go to the inside.
Push.
Right there. Boom, to the lead.
Bubble
right
with
there.
the run to the inside of Anthony. And yeah, Anthony lets him have it on the entry. He's going to get a good run through the corner, though. He might build up some momentum. On the exit, he's looking back to the inside. He crosses him over to the outside. He's got the side draft and positionally outside. Bubble leads the lap, but Anthony's right there with him into turn 1.
Still side by side. Bubble with the advantage. He hits the apron a little bit. Anthony sticking right with them.
Oh, Bubble puts him in the wall. Bubble walled him on the
contact.
exit.
He's around. And he lifted and they kept it together.
What a save from Anthony. Tremendous skill on display here for the driver of the 09.
Bring it to the wall.
It is still craziness up front.
Yeah, I mean, Anthony will probably very quickly get back up there.
I think so. He didn't lose a ton of time. It was a great save from Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, he's still right there. So that was an incredible save.
Now Anthony's
Karinga's in the wall. Bubble in the lead.
Karinga did hit the wall. Bubble makes some contact with the driver of the number 66
And Kimmy
car.
to second, essentially.
Oh, and he's going for the lead contact.
Oh, this is crucial.
Yeah, the drivers in fighting for second,
Lift.
Karinga and
Why is he
Kimmy. Yeah.
lifting?
Well, they needed to sort it out, or else Bubble was going to pull away. And with 39 laps to go, one more pit stop to go, you cannot afford to let the leader get away. I think that's a smart move from Kimmy.
Okay. Zoe slots back in third. Karinga's right on the back bumper of Bubble yet again. He's going to go for lane 1 and 2. Is he? No, he's not. Oh, Karinga got
try
an
to get on
excellent
the
corner.
exit
Bubbles
two.
in the
Bubbles
wall.
on the wall. Yep, he
There goes
loses
Bubbles back
everything.
position. Karinga to the lead. Didn't even have to try to pass him.
And after that, did Bubble just throw away his chance at a win?
I don't know. You have to get through all 3 guys now.
And we know it can all go one way or another in the pit stops. And with the way these guys are battling in the front, Kimmy looking at the inside of Karinga, there might still be a chance. Karinga's in the wall now. Everyone's in the wall. The tires are wearing, and drivers are struggling. So after Karinga hit the wall, he keeps second, but Kimmy does go to the lead. Just 36 laps to go, and with all the contact up front and drivers hitting the wall, Anthony's back up there, just under 3/4 of a second behind. Bubble is right there as well. The top 4, I think they still all have a chance to win this race.
Yeah, it looks like they all do. Anthony's sticking with it, and Kimmy's to the lead, and Karinga's in the wall, I think. No, he didn't miss the wall, barely. All 4 of them have a chance to win this thing. It's just going to be a matter of who plays the right strategy. Or maybe there's just going to be a random overtime because this is NASCAR!
Yeah, Kimmy struggled there a little bit. He's breaking the traffic on the back straightaway. I've talked to him over on the IndyCar side of things. He hates doing that, so he must really feel he has to do it now at this point in the race. Coming around to see 34 laps to go.
Right on his back bumper. Entering turn 1. Is he making a move? No, he doesn't. He does make sure that Kimmy doesn't get as good of an apex. He might have a little bit of a run here on the backstretch. But she does. He's right on the back bumper. For a later apex. Kimmy gets for crucial off the racetrack. Kimmy inside now with the advantage. He's going to lead this lap as we cross the start-finish line. Still by side, beating and banging for the lead. Anthony and Bubble rapidly catching up because of this side-by-side action. And Karinga to the lead, but does Kimmy have something? Yes, he does. Here's the crossover.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful crossover from Kimmy. He's back to the inside. Going into turn 3. I think he might have the spot here.
Can Karinga create the same thing? And that is precisely what he is trying to do. Oh,
here he goes. He's going for it.
He lifted.
Oh, he can't do it.
Oh, he's right there.
There he goes. Not quite. Kimmy stays
quite
clear. Look at the gap to third, though. It's under 6/10 now. Anthony and Bubble are catching up quickly.
That's just all it takes, really. As Karinga gets a wonderful entry to the corner, he's going to push Kimmy. He's going to pull away from third. Karinga got another decent corner there.
Oh, Anthony hit the wall there. Oh, he gets spun.
Oh, he's around.
Anthony spins. He saves it again. What a great save.
Now
there
he's
from
out
Anthony.
of contention, though.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
That's going to kill his race. And it's really sad to see from the driver who led there in that last stint. He had the pace, but a mistake there, Bubble into the back of him, and Anthony's going to be out of the chance to win. Just going to try to secure a decent finish as the top 3 are going to continue to fight to see who can come away with the victory.
Yes, it's going to be a 3-car race for the win at this point. With 30 laps to go. I'm curious to see when the first car is going to come down pit road, and once he comes down, everyone's going to come in at that point.
I think so, too.
It's really a game of chicken. Once the first car comes in, everyone else is going to come in the lap after. Maybe Anthony's going to try an overcut. Maybe, but I think everyone else is going to play that strategy. Okay, this car came in. Let's come in the next lap.
Yeah, we'll see, because right now is right on about halfway of this last stint. If I were out there, I'd be pitting like this lap or even the lap before. So these drivers all stretching it a little bit further than I personally would, but they want to have fresh tires for the end.
Yep.
Here we go, 28 laps to go here at Nashville for the Nashville 300. This is looking like a good chance for Karinga to take back the championship lead after losing it with the Bristol race. But Kimi, he is not making it easy on him. Neither is Bubble, who's trying to catch up. He's now just 1.2 seconds behind these top two. As now they're going to go side by side. Karinga to the inside of Kimi.
Yeah, side by side for the lead on the front stretch. Karinga with the advantage. Looks like he's probably going to get him with 1 and 2. This has been the theme the whole race. You get to the inside, you got the position for free, basically. Unless he can perform as a crossover, which he's going to be able to do. Look at that. What a nice run off the wall.
Very nice run there from Kimi.
Rides the wall. He's not going to be a factor. It's just going to be the two of them at this point.
So now we got a scrap between Kimi and Karinga. Can Karinga pay him back with the crossover? Oh, he bumps him there in the wall. There's a spin. Oh, they save it. Where's Bubble? Is that going to allow him to come back into this race?
Bubble's in pit.
Oh,
Anthony's in the pit too.
Bubble and Anthony in the pits. Corey's down there to cover them.
See Bubble and Anthony come down. They come down really early. Between Kimi, they came down really early from Karinga and Kimi, both the leaders. Bubble had said on the radio that he is going to try something. They came down early, dropping all that time, fell down to 4th and 5th. Anthony called him in. You see Karinga and Kimi stayed out. Now these two just coming out of pits. Kimi's coming down. Karinga stays out even longer, and he's gonna come around and lap Bubble. So we're gonna have to see how the strategy turns out for these guys. And I think the 11 is coming down as well. As yes, Karinga is going to be the last person out as Bubble just comes out with Anthony right behind him.
All right, we're watching Bubble on the pit exit. Can he keep it clean? He does. He looks clean. Same for Anthony back there, who's a little bit high, but he is straight as well. We're going to look back at Kimi in the 21 car. They're still doing work on that car, getting him out, trying to get him out quickly as Karinga's coming down in the pits now. I think Corey's going to be there ready to see the 66 car in his pit stop.
Yep, Karinga, good entry to his stall. He was the last person to come in now. We know the earlier you can come down, you can get that undercut. Bubble was not that far behind these guys to get the undercut. As you see, he's going to actually pull right up behind Kimi on exit. And I think he's actually going to get right up behind him. So you know the undercut actually might have paid out. As Karinga's just coming off the road. Remember, he lapped those guys. They're down on the back straightaway and took turn 3. It's going to be a race off the road. Let's see if Karinga can actually get out in front of him. These guys are side by side to turn 3 and 4.
Yep, Bubble's going to get the spot on Kimi, but where does Karinga come out? Karinga just going to be exiting the pit lane. Right now he hits the limiter. It's going to be a tight battle between these three guys. Bubbles put himself right back in the conversation, and it looks like Karinga is going to get the lead after the pit cycle. Karinga in the lead, Kimi down to 3rd, and Bubble has made his way up to 2nd.
Incredible stuff from Karinga on that pit cycle, pulled away by almost a full second on Kimi on that pit stop. But Bubble did a really good job undercutting Kimi too, so now all of a sudden he's back into it.
Now you got to remember, Karinga stayed out the longest. For the next 23 laps, he will have 2 lap fresher tires than Bubble behind, and 1 lap fresher tires than Kimi, who's in 3rd.
Yeah, it's very crucial.
And, yeah, the driver who would really struggled in the pit stops earlier in the race, Karinga, we saw pit stops where he would enter in 2nd or 3rd under yellow and then come out last, who has now pulled out an excellent move with the strategy, staying out just a couple more laps, and he is now in the lead and has a pretty good gap back to Bubble and Kimi.
I wouldn't keep them out of it, though. I think Bubble's been getting some really good lap times. He has a massive run of Karinga, actually. Karinga's going 172 on entries. Bubble's 176, 177. Oh, and he's carrying some incredible minimum speed in the corner.
Oh, look at that.
166 was the lowest.
Bubble and Kimmy are pushing hard right now to try to stay with the 66 car. We're going to try to check what that gap is. 7/10 right now. It's grown since Karinga's exited the pits, but right now Bubble and Kimmy are flying.
Yeah, they're flying. I'd say they're around the same speed right now, so Bubble definitely gained in that corner. What matters is to keep the minimum speed up. If he can keep this run off the corner, this is going to be huge.
Oh, Karinga does hit a bump there. What's the gap? 5/10 is crazy after being 7/10, almost 2/10 on that lap. I think it was about 1.5. So
they're pushing like crazy
third
right now.
Oh man, they are absolutely strangling these cars around this racetrack as fast as they possibly can. Just 20 laps to go. 20 laps to catch the leader and have a chance to win.
That minimum speed wasn't that high though in 3 and 4. Bubble has the assurance of Kimmy's front bumper giving him a little bit of a run. And there it is, 179 into the corner.
I think Bubble's trying some stuff with the lines, trying to find something different, something that works for him well. He had a decent 1 and 2 right there. He's really pushing to try to close up this gap. But as fast as they're going, Karinga does have the newer tires. And without a mistake, I don't know if it's going to happen.
Like Karinga, I think is just faster right now. Bubble's
Perfectly
trying
equal
so
that way.
hard. Yeah. You got to be faster than that if you want to catch up.
Absolutely. I mean, 18 laps to go. He's got time, but he needs to be perfect. And, I mean, that last lap, they ran the exact lap time down to the 1,000th of a second. So, very, very close between these top three. And,
I think Karinga's going to pull away. That was not a very good 3-4.
I don't know.
Oh, he
Karinga had a
pulls
rough
in.
3 and
Oh,
4.
man. Oh, hold on.
Bubble and Kimmy are trying to pull something magical here at Nashville. They're trying to pull off a miracle. If they can get this
They
done,
can keep
catch
this
up to
up.
the 66. I think they are closing in.
This is going to be insane if they can pull this off, barring a mistake from Karinga.
We'll see. Karinga tapped the apron there in 3 and 4. Bubble
Oh,
is
no,
in the
there's a
wall.
wall.
He's going to ruin it. And Bubble's
There goes
spinning.
the whole gap. He spun too. That's his race.
Yeah, Bubble just pushed a little bit too hard. He spun out, sliding through the grass. He's going to lose the spot to Anthony as well. Oh, man. That's going to be it for Bubble. He's going to go down to 4th. Is
I
that
think
all
he's
going
stuck.
by? Is
He's
that going to
still
be
stuck.
5th?
Yeah, no, that's all of his spots. So at this point, Kimmy, Karinga has this in the bag unless Kimmy can pull something miraculous out random.
Yeah, disastrous for Bubble. Kimmy did have better tires than Bubble, but now he's just got 15 laps and an even bigger gap to try and close. It's 1.35 seconds.
That's right. I'm pretty sure Karinga's just faster than Kimmy now, so barring mistakes from Karinga, this race is pretty much over at this point.
And we're going to see. There's still 15 laps to go. Plenty of time for a mistake to be made. Or, we're still above that 10th a lap barrier, as I like to call it. If Kimmy gains just 1/10 a lap, he will be there at the end. What is it this time?
Oh, 2/10.
There it is. 1.183 seconds separate the top two. 2/10 on that lap
close.
for Kimmy.
Yeah, it's going to be really close.
So the driver who finds himself out front now.
Keep it up the minimum speed. If he does hit the wall,
Oh,
he
he
hits
does
the wall.
hit the
There
wall.
goes all his,
Oh.
yeah. That's unfortunate. There goes all his gap. 1.7 seconds and growing by the second.
A rough corner for Karinga, but he's barely comes out of the wall. I think he's going to be fine. So
Yeah, he's going to be fine.
he's just got to bring it home now. There's going to be just 12 and a half laps remaining for the driver of the 66, who really didn't have a great weekend. Throughout the weekend, he was, kind of confused as to where the rest of the pace was. He didn't quite have those couple attempts like some of the other drivers did. His first quali run coming out of the pits was a disaster. He got damaged. a bad first lap. His second lap, he just pulled something out with a damaged car. Went P2, qualified in second place. And now he's just got to make it around about 11 and a half more laps. And
It's
he
really
will
been lights
win.
out ever since he got that P2. He's been up battling for the lead basically the whole race.
Yeah,
If you think about it.
absolutely.
So this has been a really good race by that 66 machine.
I definitely agree with you. I think it's been a good display of his driving skills. And, you know, fighting with Bubble, it's, you know, it's been a little bit sloppy. A lot of that is on the driver of the 48 car, but, you know, it was back and forth a lot. And, you know, Karinga struggled under a lot of pit stops, but I'm telling you, look at this. This last green flag stop was perfect for Karinga as he was able to pull one out. And we're going to check on what the gap is here as they cross the line. It'll be 10 to go, but I think Karinga is pulling away. Yep, 1.7
Yeah, he is
seconds.
pulling away. So barring a 90-mile-an-hour slow off of the corner, this is pretty much in the bag.
So a quick reminder on the points. Again, Spring entered 3 points in the lead ahead of Karinga. However, he has had a rough race. He is out. We interviewed him earlier after his second crash, and he will lose the championship lead now. Karinga is going to be looking to take over the championship lead after he lost it at Bristol. Even if he loses a spot to Kimi, can't win, he will take the championship lead. So that gap is down to 1.5 seconds. Kimi's trying to keep it interesting, but I think it's going to take a big mistake for him to have a chance.
Yeah, the gap is way too big at this point for him to like. It's really out of the question, barring, like I said, 15 billion times before a massive mistake from Karinga. So, go to race between everyone else, but that massive wall tap between Bubble and then the collision with Kimi, then spinning out, that was really the nail in the coffin for the outcome of this race. So.
Yeah, and I mean, we really should have seen it coming. The wall taps earlier in the race, you know, that we could have seen. That was likely going to be the deciding factor if it came down to a green flag run like this. Who will make the least amount of mistakes? And up to this point, I think it's been Karinga in his last green flag run. He has had a fantastic drive from basically his in lap up until this point.
Yeah, because I think he's still pulling away too. So Karinga's just been the faster car too, so.
Yeah, and I don't think he's pushing all the way either. He's dialed it back. He's cruising. He's going to take it home. He's looking to collect a win and take that championship lead. He's going to put him in a good spot as we get settled in. We're getting towards the middle part of this season. And, you know, next weekend it's going to be Phoenix. He's really looking to build some momentum and have a chance to go for a trophy this season.
Oh yeah.
And I believe after this race, yes, Karinga and Spring are the only two drivers who have made it to every single race. And with the amount of points that are given per race, it's almost impossible to make up for this race. So with Karinga taking the championship lead here, it's basically him and Spring to the end if they show up to every race. And Karinga's going to have a pretty good gap if he can hold on here for just 3.5 more laps.
I don't know if he even got most laps led. I'm not sure he did. I think Bubble got most laps led, but still a really good points day for Karinga. Definitely capped off with a win. So he will have a big gap over the rest, especially since Lewis wasn't able to show up. So we probably have like a 50, 60 point cushion over Spring and everyone else.
Yeah, probably so. Because Spring was I think the only retirement due to resets. We had some others that have disconnected or had problems and had to leave, but Spring the only one that crashed out. And Coringa capitalizing immensely by taking what looks like it's going to be a win. He's just got 2 more laps to go. The gap is down to 1.3 seconds, but with 2 laps, that's out of reach for Kimmy. So.
Yep. So Coringa has driven a very good race today. Really stayed out of trouble for the most part. Really been Bubble versus Kimmy the whole day. And then Coringa comes out of nowhere, gets the good pit stop, keeps the gap. They try to close in. Bubble makes a big mistake, and that's really the nail in the coffin here. Has to come to the white flag here.
Yep, just one more time around for Coringa before he collects a win here at Nashville. He's really shown the pace ever since that second lap in qualifying, as you mentioned. You can see Bubble in the distance. He's not going to be a factor. Neither is Kimmy behind just over a second as the driver of the number 66 machine is going through 3 and 4. Fearless, take him home.
And off of turn 4, the number 66 of Coringa is going to win here at the Nashville 300. Incredible performance by the 66.
Yep, Kimmy brings it home second place. Anthony crosses the line to finish third. Ollie has a mile in front of him and behind him, but he stayed in a good race for Ollie. P4, actually a tremendous result for that 11 car. And here comes Bubble. Disappointment today, but it is still going to be a P5 with all the non-finishers. So all the cars have now crossed the line. That is the end of the race. Coringa is your winner, and he will take the championship lead following today's result.
And what an incredible way to do it. You have your competitor crash out of the race due to incidents, and then you just go out and win the race, probably get most laps led. So you got almost maximum points. So that's insane.
Yeah, just perfection.
You gotta have a big
there.
gap.
Absolute perfection there from Coringa. And, you know, for me, he really got it done on the strategy today. With the pit stop, it was perfect, and he just got it done. You can hear the driver very much relieved after that race. He brought it home. And, yeah, we're gonna let the 66 car celebrate here. He's parked it on the front straightaway, and we're gonna try to get an interview with him soon, as there are some drivers talking it out on pit lane over here.
Knowing Bubble, they're gonna pull out a sword any second.
It's hard to make out who's who. They all
Yeah, there's the
same.
point.
And now Anthony walks over. A little bit of back and forth between some of the drivers here. I think Bubble's in there. Can't tell if Kimmy's in there or not.
Definitely Bubble and Kimmy are in there, and then everyone else. Throwing a little bit of a kerfuffle here.
One driver's
over.
down. He's
Driver down! Driver down!
a bit of a chase down happening over there on the side. I think they're keeping it pretty civil on the pit wall, having a conversation. But one driver is still down. We're going to need to get the AMR safety team over there, check on that driver, get him to the infield care center.
Here's that Kimmy. I think that's Kimmy laying on the ground.
But,
No, he's okay.
Aside from all this, I think we are about to be able to speak to our winner, the driver of the number 66, Coringa. As here he is, Coringa, the winner here at Nashville. Tell me what's going through your head as you collect a win and you're going to take the championship lead.
There's just so much things that I'm like, dude, at that last stint, I saw Kimmy and Bubble pushing each other. I thought they were gonna get up to me like right at the end, and at the I looked back, I saw Bubble spinning, and I knew I just had to hold on. Thank God I did, dude. My heart was beating so hard, but I'm so thankful that I got the win done. Thank God, you know. for this chance to lead and win. So that's really all I have to say. I'm just so thankful, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I do want to ask really quickly, what's your thoughts about that final pit stop? Man, you really pulled one out of the bag with the overcut. You had some problems earlier in the race with pit stops under yellow, lost a lot of positions, but when it mattered on the money stop, I mean, the pit crew was on it, you were on it, beautiful in and out laps, you had the gap you needed. Walk me through that last pit stop cycle.
The funny thing about that last pit cycle, I was supposed to come in with Kimmy, but a slight miscommunication made me come in a lap later. And at that, it was just that extra lap gave me just enough of a gap that when I pitted, I got a decent pit stop and came out with like a half 10th gap in front of Bubble and Kimmy. And then when Bubble spun, that basically just ended off the race. So I was driving so carefully that last stint just to not make a mistake. I was running the best I've ever ran the whole race. But in the end, it paid off. So
Absolutely, man. Congratulations on the win. One last question for you. You have the championship lead now. How do you go about trying to lock down this championship as we enter the mid-race of this season? How do you approach next weekend going into Phoenix?
Going into the Phoenix, just gonna keep doing what I've always been doing. Just try to be consistent at the front, because you never know when it's gonna matter the most, being at the front when it comes to a late race crunch time. So I'm just gonna try to keep getting good qualifying results and having good race pace to hopefully hold on to the championship lead, knowing there's damage now, and trying to not pull a Las Vegas all over again. So
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on your win, Karinga, and thank you for your time with us tonight.
thank you, you too.
Alrighty, that was the winner, driver of the number 66 machine, Karinga, who has won today's race and taken the championship lead. And I think we're going to get another interview here. Yeah, Corey is down there ready to interview the driver who finished second. That's Kimmy.
Hey, Kimmy had a very good car today. He was up there. He had some bad moments. That end race strategy. What happened there? You saw Bubble come down a little early. Maybe you thought to come down right after him, try and get the undercut.
All right. First things first, I want to say this out straight. This guy in the 48 car sucks at driving, bro. Before I talk about strategy, this guy does not know when to quit, man. I swear, bro. I'm gonna actually put this guy in the wall next race, bro. He's gonna kill somebody someday, bro. He just doesn't know how to drive, bro. Yeah, on the strategy, it was pretty good all day, man. But it's just, I just can't with the driver of the 48 car. Yo, Hendry needs to fire him or something, bro. But like, I can't stand it, bro. I can't stand this man, bro.
Sounds like you had a tough moments with the 48. What do you think about his moves that you remember when you guys had battled? What do you think about those moves that he may have played on you throughout the race?
First things first, that one push where Boba was coming really quick, I didn't know where he scared me into the wall, and that's kind of what happened to get me my reset ticket for the first time in that race. And I didn't appreciate that. I feel like he should have backed out, in my opinion. But yeah, Boba just makes some interesting moves, man. But nothing I can really do about it. I mean, I'm happy I got P2, and yeah, I'm just gonna have to go get it next time. So that's all I really say about that.
All right, well, Kimmy, not so happy. Hey, not so happy coming out of this race. Hope to see you do better next week.
Alrighty, so that was an interview with the driver who finished second. That was Kimmy. Now we get to talk to the driver who finished fifth, who Kimmy was very animatedly upset with. The driver in the 48, Bubble the Wonder Boy. Tell me your side of the story. What happened out there with Kimmy in the number 17?
I'm gonna be honest, he's over exaggerating. That run that I got from Karinga, I didn't even touch Kimmy at all. Go look at the replays. I sent it in there by myself. I don't hit him. He just hits the wall by himself and wrecks himself. Hits the wall right in front of me. It's completely his fault. And after that, he tries to blame it on me. So he hits me down the straightaways, knocks me down almost below the O line every lap that I'm side by side with him. So I gave it back to him all race, and we're gonna go into the next race, probably doing the same thing. So I don't really know what he's upset about. It started all with him.
So obviously upset there with Kimmy, but away from that, tell me about that strategy option at the end of the race. You pit a little bit earlier. You lost out to both Karinga and Kimmy after hitting the wall on that last stint. Walk me through that last cycle of pit stops.
Yeah, I was gonna pit early, cause I don't know. I knew I wasn't gonna get the lead, so I was like, okay, let me just try something. I know I'm gonna finish in the top 5 in points, so that's really all I cared about. So I was like, well, I'm gonna experiment with my strategy. So I pitted, I think like 5 or 6 laps earlier than I could have. I pitted with 26 or 25 to go, and it actually worked with Kimmy at least. I was able to come back and get around him, I think around the outside when he was exiting pits. I was very close to getting Karinga. I mean, he came out like right at us, but we just got. Me and Kimmy just couldn't catch him, and then I hit the wall by myself, just trying to push.
Alrighty, and then one last question for you: how do you approach Phoenix, especially with some of the beef between you and the driver of the 21? Sorry, I want to correct myself from earlier, Kimmy. And how do you approach that race in your position in the championship?
Well, Phoenix is a really, really hard track, and we don't have the reconfigured version yet. We're still on the old surface, so it's very bumpy. Tire wear is gonna be a little stupid, and we gotta be careful about that curb on the dog leg, because you can really mess up your splitter going over that thing. Sometimes you spin out, so it's gonna be a single lane track. If we do get near each other, I'm gonna try and not do anything I did this race. I want to keep it clean.
And do you have any plans to try to, talk to Kimmy throughout the week, clear things up before you go into next weekend?
I'm gonna try, but if he doesn't want to, then this is gonna play part in his license in IndyCar too. I don't know if I'm gonna re-sign him for Chip Ganassi Racing for the 2016 season if he's gonna act like this.
Alrighty, a big statement there from the driver of the number 48 Bubble and the owner of Chip Ganassi Racing on the IndyCar side of things. So, yeah, best of luck headed into next weekend, and thank you for your time, Bubble. And there you go. So big implications there for the words from Bubble. But for today, that is going to conclude our coverage here for the Nashville 300. As always, this coverage is brought to you by Build-A-Brain, the cutting-edge AI study tool. Head over to buildabrain.ai to ace your classes and win back your weekend. Make sure to tune in next Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern right here with us at Plato's Apex Network on Bubble the Wonder Boys YouTube channel for the 6th round of the Bubbles Cup Championship at Phoenix International Raceway. And, yeah, that's going to do it for us. Until next time, I bid you all farewell and good night.